Hey there everybody, Eric from Outer Limitless coming at you today on Outer Limitless Blades with a project that I am very proud of and excited to share with you. This here is the Pescar. The Pescar is a fillet inspired knife. So general cooking fillet style knife, fisherman tool, and I would say an overbuilt and robust fisherman tool, striking the balance between something that's going to be very slicey yet robust at the same time. So this is an Outer Limitless design in collaboration with Seize the Day. My buddy Troy, an avid fisherman, he's more like a recreational fisherman, but he had really come to the conclusion that his existing fishing knives and fillet knives really weren't doing the job for him. He knew I was into knife design, came to me with a proposal and said, why don't we co-design a fillet knife? And I said that would be absolutely a fantastic idea. So this here being the Pescar, and well, I only had one place to turn where I knew this design could be pulled off exactly as we envisioned it. That's Shade, Indonesia. So Shade, Indonesia doing a fantastic job to handcraft this Pescar. Such a beautifully done, just well executed, fit in the hands, the feel. It is literally exactly as we designed it. So today, what we're going to do, we'll go through this in detail. And we get some quality fishing time, get ourselves a beautiful keeper, striper bass, fillet it, and talk about the difference between the two versions. So here in my hands, I have a hollow ground version, and this one here being flat ground. And in both cases, the same exact geometry, same stock thickness overall, but the grind is different. So here, again, flat ground on the primary bevel, which certainly has some characteristics worth discussing. And then here, hollow ground. And which one will be the ultimate decision that we go with for the production model. So this here, both being the prototypes, beautiful in terms of the handle material. This is an orange linen micarta. It's just beautifully sculpted, perfect to the tang of the knife. N690 for the blade steel, so striking the balance between something that is going to be robust and strong and stout enough, yet reasonably resistant to corrosion, which is exactly what we want for a tool of this caliber. And in this particular case today, well, you'll notice the blade length coming right in around 6.5 inches for the overall cutting edge. That is very strategic. This is going to be the first in a sort of series of knives, so there will be different lengths, but the very first one here, 6.5 inches, which is going to strike the balance between something that's robust, easy to carry, general kind of camp shape and size, yet capable of doing those fillet tasks when you need it to. Now, you'll notice that this is certainly thicker than a typical fillet knife. 3.89 millimeters, which is basically 0.15, or in other words, 5/32. So this is between 1/8 of an inch and 3/16. So it is definitely rugged, robust, and stout. Now, a lot of times with a fillet knife, you definitely want some flex. You're not going to get that with this knife. In fact, this goes the opposite direction to where it's really stout and stabby. And even on top of that, you'll notice the unsharpened swedge here, which aids in piercing capability. You'll notice that this does come into play a little bit later on. And so today's video is really about determining which one of these is going to make the cut. Will it be the flat grind? Will it be the hollow grind? Well, there's only one way to figure that out, and that's to go get ourselves a keeper and fillet it up.
So I suppose I gotta keep it going, but you know what? I'm gonna let go. Hold it out so it's bigger.
Come on, baby.
You need the drag tighter?
No, I think he's coming my way.
Good.
Yeah, he's coming. He's right here.
Yeah, this line's trash.
Right here. Oh my god, it's huge. Holy shit, it's huge. That's a big fish.
Come in.
Come on.
Yeah. Nice.
That's a monster.
That's gonna be close.
Oh, look at that thing. Holy shit.
Oh, and he ate the big mackerel?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, so that line on that other rod. Nice. All right, let's see.
Nice. Good job.
This is very close.
Come on, baby.
Let's go.
This is very
The moment
close.
we've been waiting for.
I don't know if it is.
That's huge. That's
Fat, though.
Yeah. That's big.
Alright, it's gonna be close.
It's one of the bigger ones, actually.
So, filleting a fish. This is what we got. This is what I typically use, is the Dexter, about 11-inch thin blade, you know, for filleting. My only issue with the filleting is after we throw the fish on ice, it's, you know, rigor mortis sets in, and it's very tough to get through that top part here. So when the issue that I'm having with this is probably with a lot of people. I mean, I guess if I took all the, you know, the scales off, I could get in there easier, but I have a hard time with this puncturing in. It really takes, you know, a lot to get in there. I have to put a lot of force in there, and that's an area where, you know, I kind of want to work on. So, and that's why we developed the one, you know, with the top blade here, and you can see the top of it, which should allow us to puncture in a lot easier. And this one, we'll see. Let's see how it punctures. Oh my gosh, that was like butter. So that was really
Do
smooth.
that again?
Yeah, let's do another one right here. So it just goes in like it's literally you're putting a stick of butter there. So that's pretty sweet. So I'm already excited with this. So yeah, and then I'll just, you know, you just go right along the spine here, and this is going through so much easier. This thing is so sharp. And then so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna work our way all the way down this fish, and this is just literally going through like a stick of butter. So then I'm gonna start peeling the meat back, and you just kind of slice it right along the spine. Look how easy that's just coming right off the fish. Nice and easy. Good. Come all the way down here. Good. And then let's just see, just out of curiosity, I could never do this with the other knife. Just cutting through there, yeah. So that's so much easier. So right there, good. And then again, all along here where it gets close to the head, it's really good meat. But with this knife, I just can't puncture it. So let's see.
Try it with the old knife.
All right, so see how that's just not going in? Like I can't, even no matter how hard I push that, that's not going in. So let's see if this does. See, like I barely even pushed that in, and that went right through to this. That's pretty sweet. So we're just gonna come right along the head, and then just come right along there, good. And then we're gonna just slowly peel this back till we work it all the way down the fish, and I'll open up, take this whole fillet off. See how I'm just barely touching it, it's coming right off. Little bud. Good, same thing here. Good, look at that, come right off. Nice and smooth. Good. Let's cut this a little deeper. Okay, so now you gotta deal with the ribs. Now this is gonna be a test with this. We'll get around the ribs, okay, so let's just slice this lightly. You hear it bouncing off the ribs. This is the tricky part. This is why normally they say the real thin ones are good, but right now it doesn't seem like it matters.
Is that why you like the flex in the knife?
Yeah, so you don't just cut right through it, but it's not really doing it that bad of a job. So let's just kind of cut this right through here. You can just see it just kind of gliding right through, where again, I would never be able to do this with that other one. So again, you can feel the ribs, you just gotta go right along the ribs. Cool, that's pretty much it. Bada bing. There's the first fillet. So we called this the knife the Pescar, you know. So the first one we did was the hollow grind. It kind of goes inwards there. So the next one we're gonna do is more of a the flat grind here, kind of like more of a basic knife, and we're kind of see how well that, you know, cleans through the fish, if it's too thick or not. And this is all just you know, trial and error and try to figure out if this works or not. So here we go. First test. How easy does it go into this fish? So yeah, look at that. So I barely press it and it goes right in. There's like with the Dexter, you can't puncture like this smoothly here. So like I'm barely pushing in here and it's going right down the spine, and that's exactly what you want. So, and I didn't even scrape the scales off, so it's just really simple. And you can see, I mean, I could just slide that right down. That's awesome. So same thing here. Again, I can never make a cut with the Dexter here because I like to just get the boundaries in. And so right again, it just cuts right through it. And so just like the last one, this is more of the flat grind. And we're just gonna see if this is gonna be able to go along the spine as easily as that hollow one. That hollow one was really smooth. So again, I'm bouncing off the ribs here a little bit, but you can feel it though. So you know the knife's it's not that thick where you don't feel it, and that's a lot of it's touchy-feely. See, you can almost hear me bouncing off the ribs. So let's go down the spine a little more. You see, nice and smooth. Okay. Do that cut. So, I'll be honest, like, it probably felt pretty good. So, I think the other one was a little thinner, so I think it went over the ribs a little easier than this one. This one's a little straightforward, but overall, it's still doing its job. So, the ribs are always the hardest part with the striper. You just see that, it comes right off nice and easy. You just don't go too deep here because that's the stomach. Right there. And just strips right through. Boom. Boom. There you go. Second fillet. Perfect. Using the Dexter right now. So the best thing about the Dexter is just so thin and you know, user friendly. It's great for filleting because it's so thin you can feel everything. And also when you want to get the skin off, you know, the idea is, you know, it could get right in there and you just kind of keep it tight right there. And it should just kind of glide right around there. So we're going to try the other, before I do the whole fillet, we're going to try the other ones. But this one, you know, it goes well. I mean, it probably could be sharpened a little bit, but usually because it's so thin, it could go right along the bottom of that fillet and just take the skin right off, super clean. So we're going to try the Pescar, the hollow grind first, and see how that holds under here, and we'll just try to see if that has the gliding sensation. Again, this is a little bit of a thicker knife, but it's super sharp, and we'll see if it does its job. All right, so just gonna hold it nice and easy, and I'm just gonna hold the skin, put the blade down, and yeah, see, it's kind of going right through, nice and easy. So yeah, if I just give it a little glide, it just goes right along. Nice and easy, Jeff. Okay. So right there. So pretty much, there's your nice fillet there. Yeah, so with the hollow cut, I wanted to keep it as close to the skin as possible. We came up a little bit here. Again, this knife's a little thicker than the Dexter, but in all, I don't mind that because I want to eliminate as much of the red meat as possible. That's what really gives the, I mean, even if you bleed out the fish, that red meat still is where you get a lot of that fishy flavor. So if you could see our fillet, that's pretty much as clean as it comes. So yeah, we could probably saved a little bit of the meat, but overall, I'm happy with that because if I went thicker, it'd be more red meat and I'd be pretty much trimming that off anyways. All right, now we're on the Pescar, the flat grind. All right, so I'm gonna see if we could try to keep as much meat here as we can. We just wanna go right along. Just skin there. So that one's actually, keep it tight. So yeah, let's just see how it goes. Just go easy here. It's a slight rotation here and it's going right down. Again, I feel like we're getting same thing. Nice and easy here. That's pretty much it. Perfect. So there you go. Same thing. This one's actually a little less meat left on here, which is good. That's what we want, but not a ton of red meat, which is good. This is how I like it. So yeah, I'd clean up a couple little spots, cut in chunks, and ready to cook. After just filleting those two, if you notice the length of the two are obviously different. We're probably what, you know, 1.5 inches, 2 inches, almost a little shorter than the Dexter. And the only downfall with it being shorter, if you notice in that last cut, is I was skinning it, I was filleting it one way, and I was getting through most of the fish, but as I started coming through here, it really wasn't getting through the whole fish, and I had to come back around and cut it that way. So that would probably be, but at the same time, this thing's gonna last longer. This is a little bit more overall, more like I could use it with different types of fish, different types of meat, and I think that the durability of this is greater. But overall, the length, yeah, you just have to make one extra slice down the fish. All right, so the one thing I forgot to mention is what was nice feature I didn't even think about until I'm wiping it, cleaning it now, is even when it gets all wet, it's not slippery. And the straight bass, they almost get like a little slime on them afterwards. And so this is almost like a very fine sandpaper, and it just does not, you know, even if I try to slip it out, it's not budging. So it's a nice, really nice feel to it. And then of course you got this to protect you. God forbid when I'm doing that puncture, you don't get cut. So, but no, the texture, even as I'm getting this soaking wet, you can feel it's like there's just a nice texture to it. So your hand's not sliding when you're using a really sharp blade.
And so there you have it, guys, catching a nice quality keeper, getting to some work with these Pescars. Now, again, this knife being in that 6.5 inch range, depending on what type of fish you catch, depending on what type of food you're trying to process, depending on what you're trying to do with your knife, the length obviously coming into play, and also the thickness. But I do have to say, overall, this Pescar definitely performing extremely well. Now, after some discussion, we've decided to go with the hollow grind for that production run. It's going to be a little bit less robust if you're using this for other tasks, cutting rope, cutting cordage, even fire prep. I wanted something that was going to be able to cross over to other genres if you needed to. You could baton this knife down and through wood if you had to. Full tank construction, very robust, bolt-on scales, the ability to pierce and just split wood and kindling down, do some carving, nice and comfortable on the handle, no problem. But with the hollow grind, you are absolutely going to maintain that sliceability. We are going with a Kydex sheath for a number of reasons. This is very good in terms of its ability to withstand moisture. And of course, in combination with the N690, this will drain out if it gets mucky or gunky. You can wash it out, get pipe cleaners inside, and really clean this entire thing out if you need to. And the fact that everything is orange at this time, nice and bright, easy to see, and especially if you're out on the water or you're in that kind of camping environment, that will work out well. So again, the Kydex is going to be an easy way to carry the knife. You'll notice that I have this particular clip canted a certain direction. That's so I could carry this on the shoulder strap of a pack and get on the knife easily, withdraw it, do my work, and then get it back inside. I like having a knife on my pack and on my shoulder whenever possible, or if you're working around the camp, simply throw this on your belt, carry it cross draw, and again, very simple and easy to manage. But because this is all standard spacing on the eyelets, you can run a clip or any other sort of lashing or device to connect this to any of your gear however you like. So different strokes for different folks, and the fact that Kydex is very flexible and versatile leaves this a very nimble package overall, not just for fishermen, but for the general outdoor enthusiast and outdoorsman. And so again, this is the prototype, much more to come with the Pescar. We will be developing additional links. If you guys have any comments, reach out. These are available, so if you'd like to reach out, I can certainly get you sized up with one, get one fit out to your needs and the way that you want it. Other color combinations certainly available. Just reach out and ask. So the Pescar, an Outer Limitless and Seize the Day collaboration, handcrafted beautifully from Shade, Indonesia. Thank you guys for following along. If you like this content, do me a favor, keep an eye on my Outer Limitless family of channels. So you're here on Outer Limitless Blades, which is all the sharp and pointy things. Outer Limitless, which is my primary outdoor channel. Outer Limitless 2, which is tactical and firearms. And Outer Limitless Lights, which covers headlamps, all your indoor, outdoor lighting, you name it. That's Outer Limitless Lights. So again, thank you guys. Take care now. I'll see you soon.